Hello, Rebel, Gman Position 4D, it is I, your recap of Chug Milk, and joined as always by Lord Brainlord.
Hello, everybody.
Hi everyone, so this is like the elusive double recap. Sorry we didn't get to you last week, I was busy, and I'm busy like this pretty much entire next part of the week, so this is just me trying to get all the things done early. We'll start off pretty much by just jumping into game week 4, which was the game week before this one. We're gonna go over a brief sort of look at the scores. Backslick Boys versus Eternal Believers, which would be Necromantic versus Chaos, 1-0 to Necro. When Chaos isn't mad, Necro can definitely easily pull off a pretty
Is that one of
sweet
the,
win.
is that one of the chaos? Am I looking at the right results?
Oh, Chaos won, yeah. Duh.
Yeah, there we go. That's the quality recap
I
that we
couldn't
provide.
read. Yeah, well, you could expect Necro to win, but they didn't. Ah, see? Bosh. Fucking absolutely pulled that one out. Yeah, so it looks like the Necro were outblocked, but also the injuries came in. Regen didn't come through, so that must mean 2 ghouls got hit as well. Not good. One of the reasons why ghouls are always a bit of a contentious topic upon Necro teams, because they are clearly one of the weakest parts of the team.
They just die all the time.
They suck. But next game was a Chaos loss this time. Chaos versus Guerrilla Girls. 1-0 to the Amazons. Pretty obvious result. Honestly,
Look at that MVP, your favourite player.
Ah! Yeah, God. You lost because you have that player, by the way. You didn't like, oh, well, this player could have potentially won me the game. It looks like that player got no casualties, so I guess he did fucking nothing.
There's more to come with him. We'll come back to him in a bit. So just so you know, he's the main character of this episode.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, I can't wait for it to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the defender stumbles, and you just roll both down on every hit. Next was Bareback Elfing versus Barbe Giants. That is Elves versus the Nurgle.
Ooh, it looks like this game didn't happen.
It didn't happen, it wasn't Nurgle, it was Chorfs. So you think Barbe Giants should be Nurgle? We don't even have a Nurgle team, I don't think, in this division. Oh,
There is a Nurgle team, isn't there? Joppers, whatever, made in Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, fuck me. That's what happens when you haven't recapped in about a week.
It's been so long, isn't it? Yeah, especially when you're in 2 different divisions, I get confused.
Yeah,
So I don't know why this game didn't happen. Would have thought a Chorf would be very excited to punch elves all day, but
I know. If I had his team, I wouldn't be. If I was Tom Bombadil, I'd be like, I hate Blood Bowl. I'm gonna play Tiddlywinks instead.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, we predicted this was probably gonna be an elf win anyway, because of just how bad the team is for the Chorfs.
The state of
because they're not. The thing is, Chorfs want a really like strong team all around. They might have like 1 or 2 stars in terms of like the Claw Chorf that has Mighty Blow piling on, but they want all Chorfs to have like Guard or Mighty Blow.
Yeah, you want that sort of 2 level ups on every Chorf and bit of break tackle and block on the balls or whatever, all very even.
Yeah, like it's not like
Really
elves, it's not like the Wood Elves where you'd be happy with a great catcher and 2 solid War Dancers.
And then 8 loners or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So Salah didn't get played or whatever. Hopefully his game got played this week. Sigmar Blood Knights versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We didn't cover this, did we?
I feel like I watched a bit of this live or something. We talked about it last week. I can't remember exactly.
Hold on. Yeah,
he was streaming this, so I ended up watching a bit of it. Yeah.
I'm getting confused whether or not it was just me interacting with James in the Darvo chat, being like,
Oh, it could have been.
It might have been a case of some of the games were previously played before we got to it last week.
That sounds more likely as well with our timeliness.
Yeah, very true.
It tends to be.
We'll move on from that. Harsh loss for the Vamps. 3-2 to the Woodies. I think we covered this one definitely. I remember this one being like, oh yeah.
Have we done this recap before?
We can't have.
I don't remember this game existing, but maybe
we didn't record last week, so I remember this game vaguely. 2-1 to the High Elves versus the Goblins. That is, Cthulhu Collector came into DMs and was like, you fought 5-0. I was like,
yeah, he slid into my DMs as well.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Apparently, this was like he had a chance at drawing this as well. I think.
I mean, 9 KOs inflicted by the Goblins is mental. That's pretty insane. I mean, obviously,
finally all came together. Because I mean, Legion Lunar Wolves, they're pretty good as well. They're no slouches.
Of course, yeah. So, in many ways, I'm sure the High Elves were like, wiping their brow, going, "Phew, we didn't get diced by goblin."
Could have been worse. And a level up for the Fnatic as well, which is lovely to see.
I really feel like No, I saw Cthulhu talking about how, I finally got something on the Fnatic, so I think I just read that in the chat, so definitely haven't done this recap before.
Just a cool deja vu vibe.
Of course.
Proceedings.
And 0-0 for our Dog Friday versus...
Bet that game was a killer. I like both those teams as well, but clearly they just walked into each other and hit each other for a while.
Yeah. Sad
One for the fans.
One for the fans. But we shall move on to the game week ahead of us.
The real game week.
Yes.
That we're actually here to talk about.
Hold on, let me just check this. Oh, so, yep, the Barley Giants did play the game, but we'll get that back to that in a minute.
Oh, that's good to see. Well done, lads.
Yeah, you know, at least it's not like my UK BBL division who are like, Chug hasn't played for 3 games straight. I shouldn't have signed back up for UK BBL. I was half-hearted like going in, and
yeah, if you're not fully committed, often just.
And after like fucking what's the word, just dipping on 3 game weeks. If I do come back, I'll play my games, and then I can't join the league again because I'll be too shamed. It'd probably be like
just bow out, yeah. Best to just never ever show up ever again.
The problem is that in my tabletop league in London, the guy who runs the whole thing, Gav Coleman, plays and was in the final of the actual thing this weekend just gone. So every time I go to a event with that, he'll probably just be there, be like, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, Chuck? And I'm like, because you asked me if I'm going to come back, and I felt peer pressured. So I was like, yes.
Spin it around and put it onto him.
Your fault. It's all, it's not my fault. I have no say or, what's the word? Autonomy.
Human agency.
Agency. Agency is the word I was looking for. But we'll go on to the game week that is, before I incriminate myself more. I feel like I'm really good at incriminating myself during recaps. Like if someone put me through a lie detector test or some interrogation, some Russian is beating my face in going, "What do you know about nuclear code?" I'll go, "I have never talked." But then they're like, "What if we did it in recap format?" I'd be like, well, now you've got my attention.
He does weirdly, the filter goes down and I'm just spilling out all my life secrets for some reason.
Yeah, when I was 16, I killed my best friend because I pushed him from the tree branch because he was talking up my love of my life. A goth girl with a bob cut who was mean to me. Anyway.
This is the dream girl.
The dream girl, yeah. I like girls who are mean to me, quite frankly. Anyway, before I once again go down this horrible path of exposing my ass, 1-0 to the Nurgle versus the Chaos.
This was a brutal game. 21 blocks, but they managed to remove like 10 players, so fair play to fouling.
That's annoying, I'm sure. 5 KOs and 5 casualties sustained for the poor bastards on the...
Yeah, and they were early as well. It was like very nearly a pitch clear. But I think he had 2, maybe 3 Chaos players left at the end.
That was my fucking game. Like, so I was facing Skaven versus my Underworld. I have Claw, Mighty Blow, and Juggernaut and Horns. He had some good Storm Vermin, but I had 13 players. He had 11, including a loner, I think. No loner, but he did have a, just no bench.
Yeah.
By turn 16, I had 2 players left in the pitch. He had only lost 2 players, and that was at the end, like at the death, really. So it was just nonsense when that happens. But then again, that is what happens in this matchup. That's the one advantage that Nurgle have over Chaos, apart from the Beast of Nurgle early on. Regen and foul appearance and all that, making them probably better at sustaining a match game.
Even tanky. The Beast did get cased fairly early, but that was it. All the other injuries were going on the other side.
Well, to be honest, the Beast is a useless bastard, so is kind of expected.
He's always going to let you down, isn't he? Ultimately,
he is. There are 2 things I love to do when I go and watch Jimmy Fantastic, which isn't often because I think otherwise, he's better than recently, but sometimes he's a bit too toxic for my taste. But what I do like to do is use his chat commands, and the first one is one about laughing at people who play on Xbox. No offense to the Xbox player in this division, of course, but it's just very funny. And the second one is where he's like inconsolable, calling the Beast of Nurgle a cunt, multiple
Yes.
times.
Yeah, I know this clip.
Yeah, it's a good one. Honestly, that's the golden
Kind of
era.
moment.
The golden era of Jimmy Fantastic. But yeah, so not unexpected, but of course a bit brutal, I think, for the poor.
It's a bit, yeah, I think it's a bit more one-sided than I would have assumed. But hey,
Yeah,
such is life.
it is, to be honest. Next game is the High Elves versus the Necro. Necro are usually in a quite nice position where they can elf hunt. They're one of the elf hunt hybrid teams, and although they did the casualties and the KOs, they didn't actually translate it to a win.
Yeah,
Partly
this was
solid.
this is it's all turnovers. This whole week, there's only about one person who actually managed to score on their own offensive drive. But so Lunar Wolves dropped like a really early fireball, turn 2, I think,
Yeah.
and then managed to get that, and then just kept the pressure up. Basically, they would start up really deep, like their rule of 5 was like halfway down the pitch, but then as soon as the game started, they just went super hard for it, and it completely worked out.
Yeah.
It was nice stuff.
It's good stuff.
It was a cool game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was definitely kind of a hard one to call. I think we were both like, I can't really see who wins this.
I feel like I probably might have said the Necro, but don't go back and check that, listeners.
Don't. Yeah, don't. It'll always shame-face me. But you know what game we definitely did predict? Which was the Goblins losing, because they...
Nailed it. I hope we actually did predict that.
Well,
They didn't lose that much, did they?
no, I mean, 2-0 is kind of, fair play. When you've got some block on the... when you have some block on this Kislev team, like, what is usually like a decent matchup early on for the Goblins, because Goblins have removal. They don't have much sacking opportunity when you have a lot of dodge. Yes, they have 4 edge, but that you can negate that to an extent, even if they can score fast and everything, blah, blah, blah. This is an okay matchup, but when you have some block and some wrestle, it's much harder. 2-0, much better than getting blown out, though, which you can do like an edge matchup. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you take it. Yeah, 2-0 is like a solid loss as Goblins.
I will say this, though. Sucks for the MVP on the Gob Squad.
Oh, Fungus. Yeah, that is a bummer.
And I've just spoiled myself a great level up. We'll get back to that in a second. We'll move on to Woodies versus the Tampa Bay Succaneers.
This is, I think, another game where everyone turned over or whatever, no one scored on their own drive.
Well, this is the thing. You can definitely create a lot of leaks when you're a vampire team just because of doing 2+s and failing them. So, if there's ever a team that's going to expose their arse to the Woodies at the worst time, it's going to be a vampire team. Usually vampires, I think, fare better against bash teams that can't deal with all the blodge and strength up. So, Chaos and that, Nurgle.
That's what they're really, that's where they shine, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this Woodies had a decent shot all the same. Usually there's no sure hands as well, unless it's just on like a thrall, and usually the thralls have sure hands and nothing else. And a lot of the time you'll see the ball on the vampires, in which case strip ball is amazing at just getting that down anyway. So
And also another fairly early and very successful fireball in this game as well.
I didn't even check.
I think 4-1. It like KO'd a guy, cased a guy, and knocked down 2 more. And ball steal. Pretty good for a fireball.
Yeah, that's not great. And Bloodlust seemed fairly, like, a bit below the curve, but still fairly on point. But they can, if those happen at any bad time, then that can just turn the game around.
He had 1 or 2 key failures of Blood. I think he was down quite a lot of thralls by the end.
Yeah, I can imagine. Poor guy.
Frustrating game for the Vamps for sure.
2-1 isn't too bad, at least. What is a bit brutal of a scoreline is 4-1 to Bareback Elfing versus Sigmar Blood Knights. Can happen in an elf game, absolutely. But here's 2 things. 1, Dark Elves are slower, and 2, the Bareback Elfing did a lot of KOs and injuries.
They did, yeah. It didn't. I think it wasn't like. I mean, I only skimmed this match, but it looked like basically the elves had better positioning, which I guess they are slow, but they do have the agility.
Well, yeah.
But then, like, the armor and stuff was like similar. Injuries are similar.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that you will each point this out. I'm not sure how many of these are 3+s and all that, but dodges 16, successes 8, failures and 60% for the
It's true. That's actually
elves.
quite dodging, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm guessing if you knock out and hurt enough of the humans, it doesn't really matter too much
Yeah.
in a particular drive. But we definitely know that Morales is a bit of a high variance player. He likes to blitz with his ogre. You know,
He's Maverick 2 more loners, isn't it? He succeeds an unbelievable rate of loners, though, it must be said.
yeah, it's surprising he's not winning. It's also like 15 boneheads. If some of those are rerolls, fair enough. So you
But
know,
yeah, he loves that ogre, and I love him for loving that ogre. But
yeah,
does me occasionally there'll be matches like this.
ogre heavy play is not conducive to winning, but it is conducive to fun, unless he blown heads, in which case you're just like losing and also crying tears of blood. So it is what it is, really. But we'll next move on to 1-1 for Gorilla Girls versus Bal Bay Giants. Yeah, this is. I can't remember if we didn't predict it. We didn't predict anything because we didn't do the recap.
Because we're a week behind, yeah.
But if I were to predict what this matchup would be, it would 100% be a 1-1. Is a natural result. Very interesting little thing I played this month earlier on. There is a competition that goes on every month on the Discord for the Blood Bowl player Dionysian, and this month was, or February, so it is this month, the theme was Dwarves vs. Zons. So a windward spiel, a spin rather, at the beginning of the first round of matchups. Someone in the matchup would be assigned Zon, someone would be matched Dwarf, and then it wouldn't change from there. If you were playing Zons in the previous round, you'd play, same race. And the whole point is to say, at a certain TV point, which is 1100 TV with about 6 or 7 skills, the natural result of this is going to be a 1-1, if not 10 towards Amazon victories.
Really?
And Chorfs aren't too dissimilar as well, because they have less tackle, better responsiveness, and higher strength, but they also have the armor 7 pieces kicking around. And the final result of that was there was a final, so there was like a final, a semi-final, and just the round of 8, which was where we started from.
Yeah.
It was Dwarf and Zon versus each other, so Dwarf v Zon match up in the semis for both sides of the bracket. And the final was all Zons.
Ooh.
Just again proving that Zons are very strong when there isn't like mass mighty blow guard and all that on a Dwarf or Chorf team. So considering the state of Baldur's Giants, this is not at all unexpected in my opinion.
It's actually, yeah, kind of what you that's pretty interesting. So it's the AV7 that kills them, not the tackle.
Yeah, well, that is the thing, yeah. If you don't have a big bench and someone gets enough removals because of Mighty Blow, maybe even piling on meta early on, your position will get worse and worse. But the idea of them just having tackle, and that's why they're the natural, like, overdogs, therefore, not true. Tackle just helps get easier hits, but when there's a lot of blood running around, it's still only 55% to knock down on 2 dice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would have predicted this to be this.
This is every day is a school day.
Well, yeah, I mean, people should kind of recognize that and kind of, think of Blood Bowl.
Stop running their damn mouths.
Yeah, it's like when people are like, oh, piling on is going to hurt humans, and when in reality, it hurt Chaos the most, because...
It was the opposite. Yeah, that's one other one that everyone got completely wrong. Which is
like, it's fair enough, because it's like intuitive, it would be like Zons lose to Dwarves. Piling on hurts humans more so. But in reality, what happens is Chaos can't go billion piling on.
It was the super bash that, yeah, really lost out there.
And you can't push results, which can sometimes hurt the other teams more so than other teams. But anyway, yeah, dodges were kind of shit for the Gorilla Girls. Otherwise, it looked like it was fairly equal. I mean, a lot of armor breaks for the poor Barbade Giants, but that's because they're probably giving up a lot of hits constantly on like hobgoblins and that as well.
Yeah, I didn't see this game annoyingly, so I haven't got any input. As a 1-1 draw, it's not going to be my top my top choice. I love touchdowns, guys. I'm sorry.
I love touchdowns. That's what we love. Bareback elfing. But we'll move on because
Hell yeah.
that is kind of an unremarkable game, I will admit. See the Warriors Coney Island versus the other Necromantic team, Backtick Boys. Back to winning ways. The Warriors Coney Island showing what early-ish TV Chaos can do. They're not performing badly at all.
Yeah, this is pretty decent. This was I think again. This is the game where basically every single turn they sack the ball off each other, just back and forth, and they just about managed to get a touchdown. But it was like every single blitz was sucking the ball. A ridiculous game.
Ridiculous. All the same, 1-0 for the Chaos is very good. So, without further ado, we'll now move on to the actual looking at the teams.
The best bit, hell yeah.
So, Bal Bay Giants, M&G'd Clawchorf.
We do have 6 blockers, and they are all arranged in the middle, and it's all looking okay.
The one thing I will say to Tom Bombadil, arrange your players by how much SPP they have, please. Or at least, like, you break them up into positionals, and you arrange the positionals and how much SPP they have.
It's like level 2.
Yeah, because that otherwise makes me upset. Makes me angry. Otherwise, this team is the same as it was last week, apart from the M&G.
Nothing can happen in 2 weeks. Sad. You did get a touchdown on Glitterhoof, halfway to that level.
Way. Moving on. 2 MMGs, I think. I think they're MMGs. Let's check on the Sigma Blood Knights. Yep, MMG.
He does love to collect his injuries.
Yeah. 2 MMGs, right. And the team is the same as it ever was.
I don't know what's going on with this team, honestly.
I think he bought another linesman.
We've got he didn't have 4 blitzes. Was he up to 3? Is that another new one?
No, he had 4. He had 4 last time. We pointed.
Oh right, so just got a new. What is it, Edwin Panzerman or whatever?
Yeah, no, I think he's got Ryan Theodoric. I think he's new.
Oh yes, because he's in the position of a new player, isn't he?
Yeah, precisely, and he hasn't changed it. So the team is the same. I'm moving on very quickly. Badger 6-9.
At the War Dancer level, didn't he? I'm pretty sure. Meccano has finally got tackle. Love to see it. He's now like basically done, isn't he? He's normal as War Dancer. He's got everything he really wants.
Yeah, I think he is. I might be wrong. I'm not gonna like say. No, I think I am wrong.
Okay.
I think I am wrong. Probably.
I agree. I don't know what you're wrong about, but sure.
What I think there's a guy going by this name on Fumble, who is actually a well-known coach. He might be Phil Proctor, who will mean nothing to you and mean nothing to everyone else. But Badger69, if you are Phil Proctor, let us know. Just because.
Send us an email.
Send us an email, because I know of you in that case. In which case, I think at the beginning of the season I was like, I don't know anyone here. In which case, if you are Phil, then I know of you. So that's no longer true. But otherwise, the team. He did get the levels up on like a. He did throw some vanity passes, so he's got some extra skills here and there.
Which is fantastic to see. Yeah, it's not just. He has like some block on some linemen now, which is or wrestle or whatever.
And Spruce Robbelar is all blodged up, which is nice. The team.
So no tree. Does he not want a tree? Do you reckon he's going to go no tree with your knowledge of Phil Proctor, if it is he?
I don't know. Phil Proctor usually plays Chaos Dwarves.
Oh right, that's a change though.
It might be. Tree's alright, but it will make you incredibly bloaty. And if he buys the tree, then he loses like 2 linesmen, then he might be a bit sore. Or lose the positional, so he might just hold on to it and see what.
Get a little bit more money still, maybe play another game.
He might even consider it more worthwhile to get the Wizard as soon as possible. The Wizard Stadium, that is. So he might save until he has that, so he can like.
Do love the Wizard Stadium.
Win even if he's overdog through Wizard shenanigans.
Because he's at a nice sort of level at the moment, isn't he? TV wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you don't want to play around too much. I mean, it's not lean because wood elves are expensive, but it's fairly trim.
He might consider it, but it really depends. Some people hate the tree, and I don't really like the tree because if the tree roots, to be honest, it does kind of force you to play a drive faster, so you might be forced to score a bit faster, which is never good.
It's not dynamic, is it? And it's on a very dynamic team, so it does stick out. I mean, I do like it because it's just a big tree, isn't it? It looks nice. But
I will
yeah.
completely admit that when it comes to Wood Elves, I haven't played enough Wood Elves to really get a opinion on the tree. I've played quite a bit of Necro now, so I actually have a few things to say about the Necromantic.
Ooh, we're gonna get some necro.
It won't be much. It won't be much. But if I see the Necromantic teams today and it's something I want to comment on, I'll say it. But I can't really tell you whether the tree's amazing or not. My gut instinct is the tree is good for soaking up hits, and obviously a lot of people love the tree. And if I was given,
I think the second pitch is that's really the main thing, isn't it?
yeah, it's just he is the LOS, and that's pretty much it. But
Yeah.
we will move on to the goblins. They did get a level, so hey.
What was it? What we'll see what it was. I'm so excited to
It was
see.
Mighty Blow.
It might, but I mean that's a pretty good level up, isn't it?
Yep, that's the level.
Fair play to that lad, Tippy Top.
Chippy Chop's loony. You're thinking of Tippy Top. Oh, yep, Tippy Top. Yep, there we go. Bang, bang.
Oh, Tippy Top and Tippy Top. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. These are supposed to be all beers, so I wonder if they're from the same brewery. Let us
Oh,
know,
yeah.
right? Send us an email. They
They are.
probably are.
Oh, yeah, these beers. I thought these were beers. Yeah, Tactical Nuclear Penguin, I think I've heard of.
That is Brewdog, as is Dead Pony.
You know, the person who won my tabletop league, was a Brewdog themed orc team.
Damn. Guess they've really nailed the Warhammer market.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. If you play if you love Blood Bowl, you love Brewdog, and you most likely drink Hobgoblin as well.
Oh, I'm sad there aren't more Hobgoblin themed teams
Do you
in
love
this league. It seems made for it.
Do you love Hobgoblin?
I don't like it, but I ironically appreciate its horrendous marketing campaign.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't like Hobgoblin. I think it tastes a bit like shit. I can just imagine like
It's like a
someone
bad beer.
so someone's like, oh, I have a massive beard and I love woodwork and I love craft beers and also
Scrap Heap Challenge.
oh yeah, God, they love Scrap Heap Challenge. Or alternatively, like I love Ren the Fair. I love Ren the Fair.
Oh yeah.
I sew my own leather pouches that I keep my gold in, my gold coins. I say to the barkeeper at the Ren Fair, "Oh, a flagon of your finest Hobgoblin, please. Here are my golden gold." And they say, "Mate, these are Scottish pounds. You can't pay for them. Scottish sterling isn't legal tender here." And you go, "Listen, cunt, they're fucking pound sterling. Why they are? Why wouldn't they be legal?" And then you get kicked out, and you're thrown back in your what they drive? Dodge Chargers, and
Is that too cool a car for this guy?
I think so. I can't tell. Dodge Chargers are more like what a cop in America drives to feel big. I think.
Oh, that's not a cool vibe.
No, I know. I don't know what. I don't. Thing is that I can't make a witty car-related comment because I don't drive, and
I also don't drive to know anything about cars.
I don't know
It's
nothing
terrible.
about cars. Yeah, so someone who knows about cars, give us a good car to talk about.
Send us an email.
Send us an email. If you want my email, I'm not giving it out to you people. Right, so
Not.
the teams, yeah, the team is team. There's my.
It's a team, isn't it?
Move on to Necro now to look at our Dog Friday. Big floor pipe.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing that I have learned recently. Apparently, if you're gonna build your whites, you either turn them both into like guard stand firm pieces to be your pillars to work around. Because guard stand firm spam is really good. Like it's really great. And stand firm is an amazing skill because it can do one of two things. It can either one just helps hold a position, make a guy hard to advance and all that kind of stuff. But also, you got a wolf that wants to hit things every turn, for example, because you rod an early Mighty Blow wolf. You can set up so you're constantly pushing into stand firm, so you can never frenzy trap yourself.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Makes a lot of sense.
And a lot of the time, flesh guns can do that anyway, but sometimes the flesh guns can't get there quite enough. Like you want the 6 movement. So there are either players to play around, or you have one which is like, the guard stand firm, whatever. One is a dedicated killer. So when I was like, oh, my guard mighty blow tackle guy rolled something, or whatever, so a good player who I respect very much was like, why did you give him? Why'd you give him those skills? One becomes a killer and gets the mighty blow tackle piling on Jugs Pro, and one is going to be the guard stand
The
for
stand of it.
earlies. Yeah.
So you saying this guy's been dipping into both barrels here or whatever?
Yeah, I don't mind it still. I think that it's fine. It's like a minuscule, like it's not like a massive cock up or anything.
It's just like one each from either way, and yeah.
I still think my way is fine, like perfectly fine. But that's something apparently is very contentious. Some people like to be really specific, and if you build it to be a guard mighty blow piece, you're building it too much like a Zon or a human blitzer, who wants to have those
You
skills.
want more specialization.
Yeah, you want the blitzers to have a skill, the 4 blitzers on like a Zon team, whatever, to have those skills mostly, because they're supposed to be not specialized. They're supposed to be solid, reliable pieces to base the team around. They're also nice to have those skills spammed. But in the whites on the Necro team, you want them to be more effective and efficient. That's what I've learned.
I can see that because obviously Necro is a very diversified and specialized team, isn't it? You've got a huge variance between the positionals, but also on the other side, you do only have 4 strength access guys, and only the whites are realistically good to level up. So it does hedge you a bit against if you don't get this team doesn't have Mighty Blow and a Wolf yet. It's nice to have a couple of Mighty Blows on the whites and things. And if it's the golems don't have guard, it's nice to have guard on the whites, isn't it? So you can 100% see that, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. I like early guards, so I think going forward, if I'm I'd prefer to go guard both on whites, or just have one to be a killer and keep it the killer. Don't put guard on it ever. I think the first white that I get would be guard, definitely though.
Okay, I can see that.
If I was to do Necro again. But
I do like to see a little Wrestle Ghoul. You don't often see him. Not one hero.
I think Wrestle Ghoul is strong. Yeah, I think Wrestle Ghoul is very strong. So I would consider if Carnival Reaper is dead, which he isn't, he's just MG.
He's found GFI. It's very funny to watch. I love to see it.
He fall down on GFI and injure himself. That's
straight out.
Great.
It's just gives ghouls just so frustrating like that. I think, aren't they?
Oh, horribly frustrating. They're terrible.
Die on any action, just instantly dead forever.
Well, that's why I just hate to actually field them anymore on defense, because it dies. Yep, bro, you can't get it back.
What are you supposed to do with them? Yeah.
I know. I mean, if it has block and just has block and dodge, then I'd be like maybe, because it could be used for wrestle. If it has wrestle for the Saka, then I would keep it on. But otherwise,
easy little safety ghoul.
It just sucks when you have to put a ghoul into a position where it can get hit because it's your fastest piece, and you misplayed slightly, and therefore you make up the position.
Because they often do have a little fill in for what was supposed to be a werewolf or a white kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or little lads.
No worries. Yeah. We'll move on to the Nurgle now, just very quickly. I'm sure it's not got much. Oh, it's got a. Is that claw's new?
I wanted to say that claw was new, but I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe it's just wishful thinking.
I believe the claw is new, which is cool. If it gets all this needs some claw, and then boom, it will just sometimes delete the LOS massively. I think I prefer a Nurgle to have 2 Mighty Blow after block and 2 guards. But
it's not a whole lot of guard, are there? Although also this division is pretty light on strength, isn't it?
Yeah, so
there's no lizards or whatever or Khemri knocking around.
This will completely work out, I think, for Yopa or Jopa, whatever you pronounce it. It's foreign. So that's generally going to be fine. And some people will argue, well, you're generally going to be the overdog in terms of strength anyway, and you have plenty of horns when you have a fully developed team to make up for it, even if you have less guard. But I don't know. Otherwise, this team will absolutely bang on people and kill their team.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like it's becoming a bit of a murder team now. 5 Mighty Blow, couple of Claw. It's starting to delete teams, as we saw from its game this week.
Absolutely, yeah. Poor Nurgle. Poor Chaos, rather.
Yeah.
We will now move on though to Pinosaurus' team, and it's looking a little light in certain areas. I think a blitzer died and a thrower died, so
R.I.P. Yeah, that's tough.
yeah. Did you see the game where they lost all this?
No, I watched. I only saw them. It was. Oh, was this against the Goblins? Could it have been the Goblin game? Did something go wrong there?
Could have. And this is the disadvantage, obviously.
No, Goblin. They didn't lose anything in the Goblin game, and I watched this other game, but I was skipping around. I'm a very lazy guy.
Yeah, well, again, I've been busy, so I'm not gonna like chew you out for missing this.
Yes, it was. Yeah, they lost that dirty player lineman, and it was like a level 4 blitzer with moving up,
That's sad.
and he got a touchdown in the game and died. Oh dear.
Honestly, the losing of the dirty player isn't bad at all, because although you sometimes would want a foul, sometimes the foul is pretty good, especially if like a good piece comes. Like I will foul if someone puts claw palm on the floor, and I can get a decent foul, and I know that I'm just willing to be a bit riskier here and there. Otherwise, dirty player 90k, it's not going to find much use, and it's probably better just being dodge or guard.
It was an expensive,
or something like that. Yeah.
expensive fouler, but I mean, I just have a soft spot for it for being weird, but the fact that it's weird probably means it wasn't all that great.
Yeah, it was
But
too
losing a failed experiment,
Yeah.
begging to be killed.
Absolutely, it was definitely the oh Christ, who is that guy who hangs out with Raoul Duke in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Well, the guy, the hitchhiker, or the Benicio del Toro guy, or whatever.
Yeah, his mate. His mate. Hold on, Dr. Gonzo, I think his name is.
Yeah. Yes, that sounds right. Yeah,
that was the Dr. Gonzo of the Elf teams. he was doing salt shakers worth of cocaine and taking mescaline, and now he's dead. Most likely because he got punched by a Y or something.
It was a fun life while it lasted, but you don't say it was unexpected. But yeah, losing the movement 8 blodge tackle guy, that's annoying. He's done the 1 tackle. He's done the 3 block. 3 block. It's a pain, isn't it? He did at least have the money to rebuy it.
It will level though, quite easily again. And to be fair, it's just when you're leveling elves, a lot of the time, if you can avoid just tilting because you lost your players, and you're like, positive mindset. It's always fun to see what a new elf can get. Honestly.
This could be the one that rolls 2 strength ups and 2 agi ups.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on now to the Kislev. They received an MG on the bear, and a few MGs here and there. A lot of perms on this team, but what they did get on an MG, but we'll be back next week, is Strength Up Wrestle Linesman.
That's nice, isn't it? If once he's going to become quite a tasty sacker.
That is the quintessential. That is the piece you need. The only way that it could be better is he gets a nudge up, so it's leaping on 2s. Phenomenal piece.
And then gets strip or whatever, and he's suddenly the best guy on the team.
He is phenomenal. Because even if you don't want to jump with him, he's a fantastic pillar to play around. I'm very happy with how this Kislev team is going. He's avoiding what a lot of Kislev teams find, which is constant catch of death, so they never get enough skills to constantly be useful. They're fine being just blodge. They function fine. They don't need anything else. They might want to.
I like that he's spreading the SPP out, because often you get like 3 level 6 catches and a bunch of rookies. It's just not working out.
Yeah. If you can pick up a sure hands from one of the catchers, I think you need sure hands just to carry and to do the 2 turners easier.
And the retrieval power of it as well, leaping in on a 2 to get the awkward pickups is nice, but having the guard catcher is also fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. Team's very solid. Not much else to say about it. Is there anything like?
Yeah.
Oh, he keeps buying. He's got a level 3 stadium, so I can't wait for him to get level 4 and then just like make people's lives miserable because they're like the level 4 stadiums suck to play in because of it lags certain people's like.
It takes you like 10 minutes to load into the thing. Yeah.
I mean, my computer's good, so that wouldn't happen to me. But
my computer is. I'm just at the library.
You're just homeless. And you're like, this is how I play Blood Bowl. we'll move on to the.
I'm doing this recap from the library as well, getting dirty looks for
Well, yeah, it's not as bad as.
good talking.
At least you're not like the homeless man jacking off in the library.
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm doing after
You're
this.
doing it now. You just do it now. I gotta say, fair play. All right, fair play. If you might as well go balls to the walls on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, get it all done at once. Absolutely.
Oh god. Well, brilliant. We know what Lord Brainlord does on his Friday nights. Jacking off in the library. If anyone didn't catch that.
Just in case you didn't get that.
Just in case. We'll move on to James Jenks' team. He had 6 vampires, but now there are 5.
That's one less. Isn't it?
I think he just fired it, realizing this is shit. I don't like
Just
this.
too many. Don't want to develop another guy. Because these vamps now are all like. Now they can become fun if you can get the level ups.
Well,
you
it's
can
like
get the weird stuff.
Yeah, it's not even like, oh, I don't want to level this guy. It's more like every drive this guy's on the pitch, he's gonna ruin it even worse.
Yeah, because he's had some bad times with thralls not going the distance. So
yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
He's got tackle on the strength up guy, which is amazing. He is.
Oh no, the microphone! It was doing so well.
Oh god, is it starting to do that thing again?
Yeah.
Okay, I nudged it. Hold on. Everyone's gonna
I
have to suffer through
can't
this.
believe you nudged it. Unbelievable.
Oh, is it fine now?
And now it is actually fine. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
fucking
impressive.
fine. Okay, brilliant. I don't want to stop the recording. I'm not going to. If you guys are going to have to suffer through that, and if you're like,
It's on the edge. It's like not bad, but there's a little hint of rustle. We're near the end. Where it's all right. We'll handle it.
We'll breeze through, so I don't have to like do anything. I just won't move my head. Chaos. They look very lean right now. Let's look at the chaos. Oh fuck. That's
Laser Brum.
broken team. Laser Brum. Broken team. M&G on strength up.
Oh well, yeah. This is a gappy team.
M&G again on the warrior. You might want to think about sacking the niggle guy. I think we noted that a while back.
Yeah.
To this beastman. Is he niggled? No, MG. So
That's.
Team sucks for next week, but at least it's not dead.
This is what that Nurgle team is now doing, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyone's going to have to expect this.
Poor guy, but you know, I'm sure Laser Brum can bounce back for it. We wish him best of luck next game week. Moving on.
Certainly.
Dark Elves, big team.
Are these the biggest team? This is the biggest team.
Movement
This
9.
guy, that player is like the best player, isn't he? Really?
I can't wait for, he needs dodge badly, but that is fucking ace. That is ace.
But holy moly!
All that move up. This guy is like, yeah, I like the armor on the Dark Elves, but you know what? They're not fast enough, so I'm just gonna move up.
Yeah, if you're like me playing a pro elf team, what do you have against this team? You've got nothing. You're just gonna get smashed.
Fucking nothing. He can do the easy gutter run in one turn, basically. He's just like a superior. In every sense of the word, he is a superior high elf team.
It's like the film Soldier, and I'm Kurt Russell, and he's that guy who played Bruce Lee in Bruce Lee: The True Story. I can't do anything. He's literally grown in a lab to be a better version of me.
I'm you, but stronger. This is a bullshit team. Also, I now remember who's the Xbox coach. So again, Alma forever. No offense.
Is he Xbox coach? Is that where he's rolling out all these doubles and stat ups?
Yeah, because
both which has got a double 5 stat ups on 3 blitzers.
4 move up on a team is ridiculous. Now I understand why he won 4-1.
Yeah, this is how our team could do. It was basically just that one guy, just charging deep into the backfield whenever he wants.
I love it. I love this team so much. Moving on though, because there's not much.
Because your microphone is dying. Good.
How bad is it?
It's medium.
We're gonna have to tolerate it. Sorry guys, we're gonna speed through it, and we'll just hopefully beat through the predictions.
We can at least tell what you're saying, so it's all fun.
Yeah. Sorry, I wiped my face once, and now it's gonna do that.
Can't believe you wiped your face. Unbelievable.
So I think he already had a move up on his thrower piece. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think this looks.
Yeah.
I haven't kept track of this. It feels like it's the same team, right?
Mostly the same team. Very solid. We'll get wins. Boom. You should probably fire the move down though. That sucked. Necromancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. again, we are just breezing through this.
Yeah, maybe fair. The yellow necromantic team
Armor
looks
down.
exactly the same.
Armor down on that golem. Is that?
That's annoying, isn't it? I guess. Would you keep it? Would you sell it? It's still armor 8. It's not
It's
awful,
not
but
awful, but he's supposed to take hits, and armor 8 will break
yeah.
quite a bit, so I will fire it.
R.I.P. Gastu the Handsome.
Rest in peace. Don't worry. Just score some touchdowns on a new fresh golem.
Easy peasy, mate.
Easy peasy. Moving on quickly, because the team of Y is pretty much the same. Warriors of Coney Islands.
Is this the same? He's still not got any claw. That's. Oh, look at this. Coachies, there we go. That's our level up that I alluded to before.
Oh, yeah, you did. Ugh! What the fuck? Has I just got like 2 MVPs in a row? I'm like, oh, I should have put Mighty Blow on that.
Tackle Mighty Blow. He's described it as his AV7 killer.
Artemis Black did this, and then in the super secret Discord, we all mocked it because it's like, it's such a stupid no. Don't make this piece. Give him block. Give him block tackle because then he's versatile. Don't give him tackle Mighty Blow. Don't. Just do not.
Too late. It's happened.
Yeah. Logix decided to give guard to his Minotaur. Not horrible, but I would have thought maybe about like Juggernaut. Maybe.
I guess with block he doesn't super need Juggernaut, but you could have put like tentacles on there or something maybe.
I would even think Stand Firm. I think Stand Firm's pretty.
Stand Firm's nice, yeah.
I don't know, like you can build this team. You can build this player a lot in a lot of ways. There's no like suboptimal way, I don't think.
Yeah, I do. I think claw block. This guy's already good, and like you say, yeah, you can just start to do whatever you want from there.
Yeah. Otherwise, the team is broadly the same. Decent team, has a bit of bloat here and there, but at least the Warrior Core is quite strong. We shall now move on to the last part, which is the quick fire predictions.
Hell yeah.
Right, so the first one, it's going to be Little Levers versus Gorilla Girls.
Could be a game for the Gorilla Girls. What do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. Amazons will smash the nonsense out of Chaos usually at this TV. With a bit of Mighty Blow, obviously that's not always the case, but considering how bad the Eternal Believers are in terms of their MMGs, missing some of their most key pieces, including their Saka.
They're actually the underdog, yeah, damn.
I mean, I think they have Journeymen, so it won't even be a significant underdog.
Right, yeah, they do.
You've got more men for the Amazons, you've got a nice smattering of skills, including a strength up. They can score fairly easily. They have the bench, and the Chaos have no bench. All the Chaos would be able to get probably is like at best a wizard, probably most likely just like a bribe or 2 babes. My mind, this is definitely a win for the Gorilla Girls.
Yep, I go with that. I think this should be one of their games to shine. They'll be happy to play it. Looking forward to it, no doubt.
Absolutely. Bareback Elfing versus Backstick Boys. Bareback Elfing is going to have my vote, I think, because
They're massively more developed. Obviously, it's Necro again, which we're always on a bit. You tend to rate them against elves, but 420 TV of dirty setups on the Dark Elves.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be tough, innit? I think I'm going to back Bareback for this.
Definitely Bareback for me. Boom. Yeah. Next game, Tampa Bay second tier. Ugh. Being so fast, I'm now just stumbling over my words. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Warriors Coney Island. You know, we did talk about how the Vampires have a decent shot against the Chaos usually due to high strength and blodge.
Yeah.
It could if it holds up, but the thrall issue, where there's a lack of thralls on that team, mean that I don't know. It's a lot more equal for me. I think it could swing either way. I'm going to say 1-1 or something like that.
I don't hate 1-1. I think, like an early, bad LOS blocks for the Thralls could spin it, but I think 1-1 seems fair. Apparently, according to the little website, this game is being played at 9 in the morning tomorrow, which is an absolutely insane time to play Blood Bowl. I just wanted to...
I wish I could... Well, in 3 weeks' time, I hope that I could do that, because I'm quitting my job. But...
Hell yeah.
I remember being a student being like, I can play at 9. Yeah, just during the day, and I'd play my game, and I'd get up and go to the gym. Oh god, I can't wait to be a NEET again. Christ, that's so fun.
Times a bit, but I would never. Well, my days of unemployment were, I would never wake up. Why would I wake up at 9? I haven't got anything to do. I wake up at noon.
Well, that's the thing. If I'm like, I'm not gonna go to the gym, I would wake up at noon. But if I'm like, I'm going to the gym, I'll try to. I would get up at like whatever, I think
That's a very productive neat.
I think when I do have the 2 weeks off before I go to Japan, I will get up at like 8 or 9. So not crazy.
Now I'm old, I'm getting a bit earlier, but
I go to bed early
that's just a
and
curse
get
of
up
aging.
early. Yeah.
But I still go to bed at like 4 a.m. That's never going to change.
I can't do that. I only go to bed at 9 and then wake up at like 7, so I have like 10 hours of sleep. It just makes the day easier. Um,
It certainly does.
for me
It's
at
the bane of
least.
my existence. There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, let's go to bed early. Don't be an insomniac, idiot.
Can't do. Never going to happen.
Next game, we'll go on to the Haley Challenge Circus versus Barbary
Ooh.
Giants. For me, although you have the very key pieces missing for the Kislev, it's fairly equal. You would love to have had the Bear and the Strength Up guy for this, but with the lack of guard in the team, maybe something could happen. Maybe 2 guard from the one linesman and the 1 catcher in for the strip ball wrestle, even though strip ball doesn't work on the carrier guy.
Because I mean, they've only got 2 guards themselves, the Chorfs. I think this could be a Kislev win potentially because Chorfs do struggle against the sort of the big, Vamps and Kislev because they just can't really respond well enough to threats.
Yeah.
And the Kislev team is slightly more hench than the Chorfs. I think it could be a sneaky 1-0 or something for the Kislev here.
Yeah, I'm gonna back that as well. Honestly, I'm gonna back that as well.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. You never know, but let's do it.
Yeah. Next game, Luna Wolves versus Sigmar Blood Knights. I would predict this to be a victory for the High Elves.
I would too. I think they're playing very well,
Although
and the Silver Blood Knights are playing well.
they are playing. Obviously, there is a bit of an issue now. They've lost a bench and they've lost some of their best pieces. But I do think that the Elves will probably take this. I think so.
I think they just play in an aggressive way, which, as we saw this week, has been causing a lot of problems. From high pressure elves on poor Morales' Blood Knights.
Absolutely, yeah. Our next matchup is going to be Main Shinobu versus the Woodies. This is the matchup why he might not spend his money on.
If you mentioned this, that he's stacking up this money.
He hasn't mentioned it, but I now seeing this matchup, it's like, oh yeah, because you could just lose your team, and also you could buy a tree. I don't think you can afford a tree technically, but you could buy a tree theoretically.
I think it's 120k, which I think is the price of a tree.
Okay, but you could buy it and then it gets clawed, turn 1, dead.
Yeah, it's for this game, isn't it? It's like, what's the point? You don't. Yeah, the tree against claw is not. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
There is only. Yeah, no, there's too cool. Yeah, but this is still a very tough game for Nurgle, despite their massive power advantage.
Oh, absolutely, God, yeah. So, I think that the Woodies might be able to take this. Obviously, the one issue is no Wizard for the Woodies. It could be brutal.
Yeah, I think the Woodies are definitely going to score. I bet the Nurgle are probably going to score. Yeah, this is tough, actually. Maybe it will be a draw. Maybe it'll be a 1-1.
Yeah.
That's the way to get out of making a bold prediction, so I'm going to do that.
Don't predict a thing.
Everyone is going to draw.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a draw. But our Dog Friday versus the Gobslow squad. Our Dog Friday is the better of the 2 necromantic teams.
This is the big necro.
It has Goblin Hunters. So therefore, I think it should be a necro win. But
I might predict the Goblins to win 1 match this season, but this will not be that match. I think the Werewolves are going to be horrible.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm just going to say, I'm going to stop predicting 5-0 losses and say, I'm sure.
Oh, but it's tempting though, isn't it? Just think this could be the one that is 5-0, couldn't it?
It could be.
He doesn't know he's out of a sure hands guy though, so he's not got the greatest pickups for when he inevitably murders all the goblins.
If he just snakes all the time,
could happen.
Then he could win. Yeah, he could win.
Let's say 3-0 to our Dog Friday.
I refuse to make a prediction. I think that I think Cthulhu Collector will play a game.
That's my prediction.
It will be Blood Bowl.
We'll play a game of Blood Bowl on the 17th, Monday.
Monday. Goblins off against Necromantic.
Monday, 6 p.m.
Bring your family or your something. Right, so that's the end of the recap. Obviously, I would love to chat shit, and I really want to, but I don't want to like risk the microphone going crazy. I'm sure half of you probably tuned out because you've got like a buzzing in your ear or something.
It's come back a bit. It's all right now.
Oh, okay, good, good, but all the same, I
It's
don't.
been ropey.
I will.
Yeah.
I will brush my face, and then it will buzz, and then I'll be like, ah.
Can't believe you brush your face so much. I haven't brushed my face in weeks.
I know mine's well groomed, while yours is just like dripping, dripping.
There's carpets of leaves in there and things.
You're just homeless. You're just. Oh God, who's the guy who lives? You are Tom Bombadil. Is that's what you are? You're
That's it. Rolling out of a hedge each morning. What's
yeah.
up?
What's up? I'm Tom Bombadil, and welcome to Jackass.
I think that's how that went. That was a catchphrase, right?
I love Johnny Knoxville. I think he's cool. I love when the Jackass people hurt themselves.
Big fan of that. Yeah.
My mates were over like this summer, and we were just chilling, as mates do. And I was like, let's look at Netflix. And I was like, ooh, they had the Jackass movie, Jackass 3 on.
The Jackass movies are pretty good.
I like him, yeah. I was like, let's watch this, and like it was, someone gets hit by something, and someone falls down, and someone hurts himself. And my friends,
What more could you ask for?
my friends were like, I don't get this. What's the appeal of this? Like, this is horrible. I'm just like, funny man hurts self. Uncle.
God, these friends of yours, they sound terrible. Get better friends.
Oh well, those two are in foreign countries right now. One's in Japan. Maybe he'll die of.
Maybe they won't be able to come back.
Well, he's there for a year, so he's teaching, so he's not coming back anyway.
There's no need. Why would you?
I should be going out there, but I'm being told by my parents, you can't visit. I can't visit them for 2 weeks after I come back. If I do,
Why?
because I'll have coronavirus and die.
Oh, of course, you're gonna get a big dose of coronavirus. That'll be exciting for our recap. Be a new twist.
Coronavirus recap. Oh yeah. By the way, everyone, if it shouldn't do, and I'm not sure how many weeks there are. Hold on, let me check. Schedule. So this is covering game week 6.
Yeah.
That's
next week.
What will be game week 6? So we have 7 more recaps, roughly. So
maybe 8 if we do one at the end.
So your last 2 will probably go unrecapped unless I somehow can record using my friend's equipment in Japan.
So you'll be in Japan for those? Holy moly!
I will be, yeah. I will try and do something before. We'll try and do something before that give you here's our predictions for the game weeks that are coming up. Here's the final review. We'll try and give you something as much as we can. If we can get a recap whilst I'm there, I'll be more than happy to. But otherwise, just want to warn you guys, you might miss recaps at that point. I'll try and be as punctual as I can going forward. And when I quit my job so I leave my job, I'm going to hand in my notice tomorrow. It's going to be really uncomfortable. I hate having to do it. It's going to be so fucking uncomfortable.
The notice period, yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's not the notice period of 3 weeks going to be uncomfortable because you should be there for 3 weeks and they're like. But my boss is a sociopath. He really is. I don't want to go into it because I will incriminate myself, I'm sure, in some way. And also, there are words said that are not PC and would get someone in trouble. Me not so, because I don't say the words, but I'm just saying, not something for a Reddit stream. But all the same, I want to say thanks everyone for tuning in today. Hopefully this serves as a decent double recap. I'm sorry, obviously things were missed, but unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Unfortunately, and
such is life.
Yeah, it's just it has been life. I've had to constantly be in talks about what's the word? Do I reschedule my stopover because I'm stopping over in China for the Japan trip? Do I reschedule that? Do I cancel the trip? What do I do? Notice period is obviously coming in about 3 weeks. I have Water Bowl this weekend. If anyone's travelling up to Stockport, do say hi. I will be there under Chugman Milk, of course, my famed moniker. So
your time to meet a celeb, everybody. This is your big shot.
Everyone's like, oh my god, Andy Darvo. Oh my god, Rick Reckless. Yes.
Rick Reckless is going to be there. All the big names and Chugman Milk
I'm
also.
a fucking big name. I qualified for CCL once. Everyone loves me.
You're definitely the most popular guy there.
Oh god, yeah. I'm the
And
one.
the coolest.
I shotgun beer cans and do and eat receipts that are covered in MDMA.
You got a cigarette behind your ear. I heard that as well.
I've got cigarettes behind
At
both
all
of my
times.
ears. I'm double
Oh
double
wow!
barreling my cigarettes behind my ears.
Holy
The
shit!
worst thing is like you put a cigarette behind your ear and then you start sweating because like you do it in the underground. So you come up for air in like a hot day, and you just got like a sweaty, crumpled cigarette. You're trying to smoke it, and it just doesn't light, or like it does light, but it goes like vroom down the entire thing. It just like burns half of it.
I once had some cigarettes from Bolivia, I believe. Someone had been to there and brought back. They were called Derby Suaves,
Oh god.
and you lit them, and they just went straight down like a
Oh
fuse.
no.
But they were like 10p for a packet, so we had a great time with them.
Fucking hell. I mean, Japan. What their cigarettes are is $3.50 for a 20 pack.
I mean, that's a lot better than £8, which is £4 less than they actually cost here.
I know, that's pretty good, but the problem is that my friend only buys American spirits and they suck. They're terrible.
American Spirits are hardcore cigarettes, man.
They're
That's
harsh. They're really harsh. I want menthols. I want to feel like I'm chewing gum.
those nice little thin Vogue cigarettes.
Ah, yes. I only smoke using a cigarette holder,
Absolutely.
like a 20s flapper.
Back on the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas going back again.
Oh yeah, that's true. He does do that, don't he? But I'm not back
That's
on.
a big film for cigarette holders.
I like to think that I'm Hunter S. Thompson. I'm so cool, and I get into a lot of wacky situations. I do a lot of journalism, which means I write for BuzzFeed, occasionally Vice, where I do spice, sit in my house for 2 hours, bug out and write about it, and I think that means I'm an investigative journalist. And I go, Fear and Loathing in Morley's. I'm like, I go up to the Morley's counter and ask for.
This is very Vice, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I go up and ask for a 3-piece. Little does boss man behind the counter know I've been on spice for the last 2 hours. He did know because he then promptly called the police. And I had to explain that I was a writer for
I'm
Vice.
actually a journalist.
Yeah, I'm a writer for Vice. And they said, oh, Vice, the hip alternative news outlet for young'uns. Of course, sir. You're exempt from all drug possession laws, which was fantastic because I was carrying 3 bricks of cocaine that I intended to distribute, street value worth £20,000. Right. That was good.
Yeah. For me, I just count this as journalism.
Yeah, this is journalism. Where, in many ways, I feel like we're a bit like Jamal Khashoggi, brutally dismembered in the Saudi consulate, Saudi Turkish consulate. We risk our lives each recap to give you Blood Bowl recaps.
We don't get enough respect, really. I think
they give us no respect.
We stand aside with Jamal. We're equals.
Like when people were protesting the Charlie Hebdo attacks, and it was like Je suis Charlie. We're like, yeah, we're also like Charlie Hebdo. We don't do
Je suis Shug Man Milk.
Je suis Shug Manik. We don't do like offensive caricatures of like Muslim people or like Jewish people.
That's true. Yeah, I've never drawn Muhammad.
But we did say Siggy Kniggy the wrong way once, and it's kind of sounded like a word where we won't say that one. But
that's how he smashed me last night. That's soured on me now. He's not my friend anymore.
Really? I played him. I played him recently. I think in CCL. Can't remember if it was just a draw, or if I won or I lost. If I lost, it's because he was bullshit and he cheated. If I won,
he cheated him when I played him as well.
Yeah, he cheated. He rolled good dice, but I didn't roll. I didn't dice it, so he cheated.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I haven't checked it out yet, but yeah. I remember him cheating every turn.
When he rolls a pow, oh no, he's cheating.
But yeah, you can hard to do that. Absolutely.
There's a mental case in CCL. His name's Mbolo. We will end the recap soon, I promise.
This is the best.
There's a Metal Kid called Bolo, where like if you do something like for example, I played him, and what I did was I rolled a POW on his Blodge Tomb Guardian and killed it with Lord Borak, and he just
Hell
went,
yeah.
and he just instantly posted, "Got cheats? Cheats? You got cheats?" And he does that to every single person. So you know, you tell.
CCL really sounds like it's full of these incredible guys that
God,
I'm
it's
basically really glad I don't meet, but I like to hear about them.
It's so good. CCL is great for just insanity. It's either people who are like really entitled and like I deserve the best dice because, or it's like
Good reasoning.
yeah, precisely. Or it's people who are like just don't know how to play Blood Bowl. And you know it's a hard game, but they don't know how to play Blood Bowl, and they think they're still the dog's bollocks about Blood Bowl. So when you roll the POW on a Zon Blitzer, like, you cheated, and I got diced. All the same, though. Now is the end of the recap. I have
Oh.
stopped bullshitting myself entirely. And me and Lord Brenwell will say adieu.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.